So Trump says he wants to buy Greenland. Now, Democrats are against it, but only because they heard it's got a lot of ice. Here's 3 reasons why we might want to do it, besides it's fucking rad. By the way, you guys like my lighting? As you can see, I've set it up to mimic the icy fjords of Greenland. Brr, it's winter in San Diego. It dropped into the 50s today. Okay, so first of all, why does Denmark own Greenland? Now, Trump says they don't even really have ownership rights to it. So I looked this up online, and the truth is, nobody really fucking knows. It was like held for a while by certain kings, and they put colonies there, and then they forgot about them, like left it for hundreds of years because it's a god-forsaken rock of ice that nobody cares about until, of course, we wanted it. In the 1930s, Norway tried to go in there and get it. They just walked in and were like, hey, this is no man's land. And Denmark was like, And so it was codified then in a treaty that it belongs to Denmark. The Danish, as they're known. It's a self-governing region of Denmark, kind of the same way that Scotland's a self-governing region of the UK. And Greenland can vote to be completely independent, although the Danish parliament would have veto power over that, so I'm sure with what's going on, they'd probably veto it. But given that Greenland has that ability, it does make the Danish more likely to want to sell it at least. Number 1, it's super critical for missile defense. So when you look at a map of the globe that is not distorted by the Mercator projection, so that's the map we've all come to know and love that distorts all the sizes of things. When you look at an actual map of the size and the location of Greenland, any ICBMs, that's intercontinental ballistic missiles, that Russia or China launches at the US have to travel over Greenland. And the other thing is the way that those missiles are launched, the apogee or the apex of those missile flights crests right over Greenland. And that apogee is actually the best strategic point to shoot down a missile. Because instead of shooting your missile horizontally from a long distance, you're shooting it vertically. It's a shorter distance, and you have a little bit more wiggle room to hit the actual projectile. The US does have some limited bases in Greenland right now. In reality, no operational interceptors are based in Greenland. Current sites are in Alaska and California, but it would be nowhere near as powerful as having military control of Greenland and potentially building larger missile defense systems there. Number 2, and this is important, it's really cold there. What type of tech will we be building in the future that requires a lot of cooling? AI. You have to build large data centers, those overheat, so you have to spend tons of money and resources on constantly cooling them. Well, with Greenland, the temperatures are so low that they can actually completely, or at least help to cool the data centers on their own. So it'd be really interesting to build your main AI infrastructure out there. Third, rare earth minerals. So when you talk about reducing our dependence on China, they control like 70% of the mining for rare earth minerals. These are like magnets, things that are critical to electric vehicles, computer components, technology. And people are complaining about imperialism. It sort of strikes me that this is Trump's way of solving the national debt crisis. With tariffs, he's already created something out of nothing and reduced the national deficit, although there's a lot more to do. People like Elon Musk are cautioning him to go smaller, to reduce spending. Instead, Trump's doing what Trump does best. He gets himself out of debt by going bigger. What did he do to get himself out of potential financial ruin in the 90s? He started marketing and licensing deals. He expanded his businesses. Creditors were willing to renegotiate his loans because they viewed him as being too big to fail. What are we doing right now? Well, now that we have control over Venezuela, we have control over 55% of the world's oil supply. You get Greenland, now you have a foothold in rare earth minerals. He's building the US brand rather than scaling back, and he's making us look too big to fail. This is classic Trump negotiating style. Make you think past the sale by saying we're going to take it one way or another, create a little bit of chaos, and then scale back to meet in the middle somewhere and get your deal where you buy Greenland. And plus, as I said before, it'd be fucking cool. We could call it America's Klondike Bar.